Been a difficult couple of days. Hard to make sense of it all. The horror, disgust, and anger that slides into hopelessness. I've had many conversations with friends needing comfort, wanting me to provide wisdom or guidance as though I am in any better position to understand all of this. The age-old problem of evil. Our human need to find the reason, the purpose behind pain. It's a repeating pattern. Every 4 years we perform an odd ritual to determine the fate of the soul of the country. And every 4 years we face the same choice between a better angel, an imperfect human who will bring about peace and justice and heal the wounds and division of this country, and the literal devil incarnate who will bring about the end times. And it's important to point out that people on all sides believe this, sincerely, that who we put into office will single-handedly bring about salvation for us all or complete destruction. And some years, our person wins, and we feel elated. We feel a sense of hope that change is coming, optimistic that history is moving in the direction of progress. And some years, our person loses, and we feel devastated. We feel an intense sense of shame, confusion, and anger. How could anyone choose destruction? Were we not clear about the warnings? We fear for what is ahead, a profound sense of pain and grief, scared and frightened by a country that we feel hates us. Hates our very existence, and a signal to us it would prefer if we did not exist at all. And that can be hard to come back from, to find a way forward, to even see a point in trying. Those feelings are overwhelming and valid, and if that is where you are, then please be gentle on yourself. Cling to whatever driftwood you can use as a life raft to weather this storm and make it to the shore. I've had many conversations with friends over the last couple of days who are struggling to piece their world back together, and they have asked me bluntly, how is it possible to still have faith? Where is the hope when the system has repeatedly failed us so badly? And for me, I have hope because my hope was never in the system. For all the talk of systems and hegemony and patriarchy, this whole process is one in which we convince ourselves and then spend millions of dollars campaigning to convince everyone else that the issues we are fighting are simply down to a problem of leadership. That if we just instill the right leader, the right person, then we can tweak patriarchy. Like the temperature control of a shower, just nudge it ever so slightly from oppression and dominance to a piñata-like explosion of love, justice, and equality for all. And all it takes is ticking a box. And we tell each other with absolute conviction that the most important decision of your life will be whether you tick the box on top or the box below. So it's no wonder then that when our choice doesn't work out, we feel absolutely defeated, demoralized, lost, adrift, and without purpose. We put all of our hope in the system. We did everything we could. We made the most important decision of our lives. We did everything. We ticked the box, we told others to tick the box, and it was not enough. So it's over. It all ends. And similarly, when our choice wins, we celebrate, we high-five, we cheer, then we pull down our signs, we fold up our chairs, and we go home. Mission accomplished, job done. We ticked the box. We did all that needed to be done. The system will do the rest. The hope I have comes from accepting the difficult and hard truth that the work is not ticking a box. It was never ticking a box. The plan was never tick the box, celebrate, and go home. It was always to tick the box and to show up tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Now don't misunderstand me, there is a lot of good that can come from ticking the box, and a lot of bad. A lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of misery, and death. And it is heartbreaking to know that more suffering lies ahead. That we can't catch an easy break, just tick a box and bring about justice. That it means putting in the work today and tomorrow, 24/7, 365, every single day for the next 4 years and the many years beyond that. We look at that mountain of work and feel that not only is it an impossible task, but it's also a futile one. When so many of our friends, our family, and the people we work with not only ignore the tears, the pain, and the suffering, but actively seem to take pleasure in it. And to ask that huge amount of effort of us, of you, to dig deep and find superhuman strength in the moment when you feel anything but strong, when you feel tired, defeated, exhausted, and spent, as fragile and broken as the country around you, it is cruel. It is unfair. There's words I carry with me from a Baptist pastor of all things. When you struggle to find Jesus, play Jesus for someone else. And it's a lot to ask. And in your darkest moments of despair, of pain, of suffering, to make room, to make space for someone else. But if you are able to find even an iota, the smallest possible measure of compassion, of grace, of mercy, of love, it can be everything to that other person. And now, more than ever, there are those who feel just as we do, that need the smallest measure of love. That in the midst of seeing the majority loudly declare, we do not care about your pain or your suffering or the cruelty done to you, are desperately seeking that lone voice telling them that they are seen, they are heard, they are loved. And I don't know what comes next. I don't know if things get a little worse or a lot worse. And the uncertainty itself is terrifying. But I do know what my response will be. To take time to process, to grieve, and to recover. And then roll up my sleeves and choose love. Choose mercy. Choose to reject violence and choose to ease suffering any way that I can, every day that I can. And I hope in time you'll find the strength to do the same. Because more than ever, we need to hear from the voices that tell us we are seen. And if you are too tired, too exhausted, too shattered and disillusioned and broken to stand and raise your voice, know that that is okay too. We'll be here, holding a space of comfort, a place of refuge, to rest and to feel safe, to be seen, to be heard, to be loved. Be gentle on yourselves.